what kind of questions should we ask in the first 10 minutes of our meeting with a person whom I've never met before? So I would say that in business, relationships are more important than product knowledge. Your network is your net worth. And I know I sound like a broken record player with that, but I can't emphasize enough how important it is to bond before business. And a big rookie mistake that I made in the past when I was younger is jumping into a meeting and talking about business right away. Business is about people, and you got to bond with them first. And the way to bond with people is you go to their Twitter profile before you meet them, and you look to see who they're following. And if they follow, things that you're interested in, you might be able to bring that up as well. So if they follow baseball, you might be able to talk about baseball during that meeting. If they follow golf, you might be able to talk about, hey, did you see the Masters? Did you see Tiger Woods win, or whatever it is? That sort of thing. And sports is great boardroom talk too. The first 10 minutes are bonding. Go to their Twitter profile to see what their interests are and find a way to talk about that. What you can also do is find something you have in common with them. Go to their LinkedIn profile to see if maybe you follow the same group, the same person. Maybe you went to similar schools, or you worked in similar companies, etc. Just find a way to bring that up as well. And at the very bottom of your resume, you have to write your interests. And I remember once when I interviewed at a company called Citadel years ago, there was a guy named Carson Levitt. It's a big hedge fund, and he created the equities division there. And when I met with him, I was at the mothership in Chicago interviewing, and he went right to the bottom of my resume, and he saw interests, which is in baseball I wrote down. And we talked baseball for half the meeting, the first half, and we bonded big time. It was awesome. And then I prepared a bunch of other things, and I'm humbled to say he said this was the best interview he's ever conducted. Yeah, every battle is won before it's been fought. But it's important to bond, really important. And I remember I went on this streak for a while where I couldn't get a job, and it was frustrating. And I thought to myself, I don't get it. I work my ass off. I prepared a lot. I don't understand. And then finally, I was so frustrated that I went to an interview, and I just told myself, I don't care. I'm just going to be me. And I wasn't rude or sloppy or disingenuous. I was just myself. And what we did was we really, really bonded and just talked about life and whatnot. And then the crazy thing happened. I got that job. And every other job that I got was the same strategy. Just bond first. You got to bond before business always, because business is about people. So that's what I would say. In the first 10 minutes, you can ask some questions about where they're from, that sort of thing. And I want you to read a book by Dale Carnegie called How to Win Friends and Influence People, because he'll teach you about how to arouse in another person an eager want. You'll see. Read that book, please. It's life-changing. It's fantastic. Yeah. Now, in terms of questions to ask, if you're interviewing somebody, you can just start off with, tell me about yourself. And the way to answer that question is you start chronologically. Where are you from? Where'd you work? Where'd you go to school? How'd you get to here? That sort of thing. And you always want to throw in just aspects of what your hobbies are, that sort of thing. Now, at the end of an interview, if you're asked to ask questions, if they say to you, do you have any? And by the way, the way you know that you're doing well in an interview is if the person interviewing you in the last 10 minutes or so starts saying positive things about the company, because they're subconsciously trying to sell you on the company. It means they like you. And when they do that, when you sense they're interested, you have to stop selling right away. Because one of the biggest mistakes people make in sales or interviews is they oversell. And if you oversell a product to somebody, at first when you're selling it to them and they're interested, they might be like, oh my gosh, I'm going to buy this product. And if you keep selling to them, they might start thinking from a psychology perspective, why is he or she still selling this to me? Am I a sucker? Is this too good to be true? I'm not buying it. The same thing with interviews. Once you sense they're interested and they start talking about the positive things about the company, stop selling yourself. Always. Never sell past the close. But if they ask you, do you have any questions for me? At the end, it depends on the rank. If it's somebody that's the same rank as you or slightly one level above you, don't ask hard questions because they'll feel threatened. If it's somebody very, very senior, like a CEO or senior vice president, whatever, the question I always ask, which works well, is this. I ask them, what is the most misunderstood aspect of your business model by potential customers? They love that question. Yeah. So, and if you have follow-ups based on my response there, please let me know. And thank you.